Here we go. Long ago, before humanity came into existence. I need to take notes. I haven't seen this part yet. Where's my notebook? Descending unto this place. She came from the sky. One, unto this world. Trapped alone, she cries. Let me return home to heaven. It is where I belong. Children, please help me. Send me back home. Children, for this reason you were born. That is the day that humanity was born, and when they angered her, they were destroyed. After several ages of destruction, the story begins. This intro is wild, having gone through the lore. Okay, wait, I need to write this down. I haven't taken stream notes for puzzles in a minute. The last thing I have is, well, is Taiji. Actually, that wasn't that long ago. Intro. This music is great. La-Mulana. She descended from... Oh, we're gonna see it again. I'm too slow. From heaven. Humanity was born. Children. Help me go home. Help me get back to heaven. Something like that. Should we watch it again? I don't know what's happening. I'm enjoying chilling while I postpone cooking. Nice. Is the Spanish name translated to Japanese translated to English? I have no idea. Is that spoilers to say where the name comes from? Trapped alone, she cries. I got it. I wrote what I needed to write. For this reason you were born. When they angered her, they were destroyed. After several ages of this, the story begins. Okay, I didn't get it all. Alright, go enter the menu so I can... They were destroyed. I won't do this for every dialogue line, but I'm gonna write a lot of notes. I'm gonna try to, in earnest. Later. Okay. Story begins. Finally I reach La-Mulana. The adventure starts here. Oh yeah, the music rules! It's not a spoiler, I can tell you if you want. Hi Space Platypus, welcome in. I guess I just mean more specifically like the translation like Jeffrey is talking about. Is that true? Hi Soul, welcome in. You came in time just for bopping. Okay, learning controls. Can I go in here? Yes. It's not a translation of anything? Okay. I unfortunately never got the chance to play... I like when you bop. I know, it's such a good bop too. It's actually kind of a joke. I took out the physical notebook I filled in when playing this. Oh my gosh! Looked up the origin of the name. It's indeed not a spoiler. Oh, yeah. I never got the chance to play the first game blindly. Gotcha. Ebri, hi, welcome in. We just started. Oh. I tabbed out on accident. Welcome. You that Professor Lameza, am I right? I think, I know what you're looking for. La-Mulana, right? Professor Lameza. Them ruins can be reached down by the outskirts of this village. Your father went in there to do his research, but he ain't been back for some days now. I ain't got a clue to what he's after, but since ancient times, folks been passing rumors down about secret treasures. Heck, even the origin of life itself may be hiding in these ruins. It's a reverse name of one of the developers. Oh, nice. The lead dev's name is Naramura. Reversed phonetically. You reversed it in Japanese. It's Ramurana. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. There are a few more name self-insertions. I love that. Those are fine. As long as it's not spoilers to the story, that's fine. Duplex reversed. Nice. I ain't got a clue what he's after, but since ancient times, folks been passing down rumors. Yes, we read that. Generation after generation, we protected La-Mulana. Even so, I don't really know what her secrets are. I won't stop you from entering the ruins, but mind you, the mysteries of La-Mulana are unsolved because those who go in don't come back out, dead or alive. Who knows what happens to you. Anyway, I'll tell my people to open the entrance. Take a weight with you, too. By the way, that is one snazzy laptop, and it's made just for archaeological exploration. This is amazing, so thin and light. And of course, looks like it's made in Japan. I hear they make good games there, too. Oh, one last thing. Unlike your father, you look like you need a hand. Take this software. I developed it myself. It only gets incoming emails from me. You can't reply, but I'll send you all sorts of tips. Let me see your laptop. Zelpud mailer. Okay, thanks. Here we go. It's installed, but don't forget you gotta activate it from the software screen. And be sure to read all my emails. If I send you an email telling you to come back to the village, well then, you best come back. Got it? Alrighty, you're all set now. Off you go! Okay, thanks. Bye. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this software. How's the volume? Pretty good? The inputs are really interesting. They really want you to know what direction you're jumping before you jump, because if you put in an arrow after you jump, it takes a minute to kick in. RB, LB, RTLT doesn't do anything. I can't crouch, I can't look up. I'm using the D-pad. And just X for whip. That's pretty much it. Gotta commit to your jumps, definitely. The jump is deliberate. Cheap, cheap, get it here! Sold out. Sold out. I don't have any money. A hand scanner. It's used to inspect stone tablets. Gimme. Oh my, not enough money. I do want. Give it to me for free. Can I talk to you? No? Okay. Better stock up. A buckler. It'll keep your hide safe from shots from smaller type beasties. A waterproof case. If you're thinking of taking your laptop for a swim, this'll do ya. A pistol. Keep it on the hush-hush, okay? Okay, so we need a lot of money. I know me, I would take my time before even thinking to come back. Adventure! Can we go this way? I got an email already! Subweapon. A tough laptop. App launcher. It's me! Good morning, sunshine. You can trust this software for anything related to messages from me. Only receives emails from me. This is the latest version of the Zelpud mailer. There are no plans for a version update. I think I need to turn it down. There's no help page. Help and troubleshooting requests will not be supported. Thank you for using Zelpud mailer. Dear Professor Lemeza, it's me. I decided I should give this email thingy a try. I bet you are still wandering around the village. As a warm-up before going into the ruins, why don't you try to get a hold of the shell horn? It is inside the treasure chest at Sound Canyon, located above the entry to the ruins. You should be able to open it with a weight. Press down to place the weight. Alright, I guess I'll send you emails frequently. Stop by my tent if you get bored and want to chat. It's already at 5. I just feel like I'm yelling. Yelling is okay, right? Software needs update. Please allow 3 hours. Would forget to read mails. That's more true. You can trust the software. Sounds like something malware would say, yeah. Fetching a horn to learn the game. Tutorial. Brilliant. Memory space. Do we run out of memory? I don't understand. Oh, if I uninstall it, I don't get emails anymore. Interesting. Okay. How do I climb ladders? Just up arrow? How do I get money? Everybody wants money. PC shop. Weights. How is that a PC item? Glyph reader. Decipher the ancient words on tablets. Yagu map reader. You can save maps of the ruins. Okay, very angry. There's a hot spring on the outskirts of the village on the way to the altar. It's a good way to rest your bones. Thanks. Oh no. Oh, is this how I get money though? Can I push these? No. Not yet. Maybe later? The snakes didn't give me money either. It looks like enemies regenerate as soon as you leave the screen. I wonder if the village like circles around. Oh, I can't go. Alright, that's fine. Scary! Scary snake! Hi Leon, how's it going? Welcome in. Alright, it doesn't seem like I can go that way. Maybe if I walk along the bottom. I want to know if I can swim. Oh, weird. Ah! Okay, can I swim? I can walk in this puddle. I don't know if that's the same as swimming. I I can't jump here. Oh god. Already taken damage. So I don't think the village does circle around, so there's, ooh, more places I can go. Can I read that sign? No. Not from here. Legend has it that Argus, a monster with a blue body that is covered in eyes, is weak against serpent staff. Alright. Argus. Blue body. Covered in eyes. Weak against serpent staff. I'm gonna have to learn on writing quicker. NPC trivia! Ow. I don't know, it seems important. Oh, I'm gonna get messed up. All the birds are gonna mess me up. I'm not strong enough! Oh, that's it right there. I don't have the serpent staff. I can't read this sign either. It says beware of Argus. What is that thing? Oh god. Deliberate jumping is not my strong suit. Phew. I can't jump off the ladder mid-ladder either. Oh my god. No! Run away! Oh, I already been here. Shades of old school Castlevania. Yeah. Oh, you take multiple hits. Okay. I didn't like this path. I'm going back to the village. Maybe I won't make it. We should test early on to see what happens when I die. See what I'm getting into. Should probably figure out how to save at least once first. Run! I need to go to the hot spring now. It's the children! I survived. No, run away. Oh, that's cool. Brought a backpack for emergencies. I think we can hold a certain number of items. Haven't found any items yet, though. Just these little green things, which I think are health that sometimes drops. Whose bones are those? Oh, a chest. What's below us down there? That statue. Can I get to that? Oh, I got something. The staff of... the serpent staff. Is this the serpent staff? Can I have it? Alright, well that was fruitless. Oh, and now I have to jump down. Well, shoot. Can I make this? Whee! No. Fall damage. Hi, Loki. Welcome in. I know, that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna take fall damage at some point. No. What are those green bits? This is scary. No. No, I hit you. It's fine, it flew away. Money! Hot spring. Oh, this looks like a cave opening I can go into. It doesn't want me to do that. I feel like I can hear ocean waves or something. Perfect time for an email. The waterfalls are dangerous. There's a large waterfall right outside the village, and I just wanted to warn you not to jump in for fun because it's got a pretty strong flow. If you get carried off to the bottom of the waterfall, you ain't coming back. Thanks. I'll come back for a kiss. They're not passive birds. They hurt me. They attack me. Oh, okay, well. How do I open this? No. I need a key. I don't know. I'm pressing every button. Alright. Oh, well, rip. Money! The birds scare me. I'm not good with the timing. Scary waterfall. I'm gonna trust the advice that my email pal, my pen pal told me. Oh my god. Goodbye. Oh, not goodbye. You're so fast. What is that stuff? It doesn't tell me in here. It just says three brown logs. Okay. Nice. But this just takes me over here. What does the email say again? Oh, it just says you ain't coming back. Maybe that's where we're supposed to go. I don't know how to open the chest, so maybe that's just what we're supposed to do for now. No! No! Boo. Let's go! Oh, I can come back. Oh my god. Whee! I died. I actually could have made it. Maybe if I'd had more health and had not gotten attacked as I fell. Because we splatted onto the ground, but then we got up. But then we got hit by a bird. Do I have to do all the cutscenes again? I hadn't saved yet. Yeah. Slaughterfall. Oh, the tents aren't even open yet. Boo. Okay, bye. I've not seen that before. Nice. Could have done more if we had been higher on health and not been attacked by a bird. It's just life, man. Always throwing us birds and punches. We're not counting deaths. No way. Absolutely not. Did I get anything from going the other way? I got an email. But it told me about the... No, somebody told me about the hot spring. Oh, and we got the information about the serpent staff. Deaths, yes, exactly. Have a good lurk, Loki. I can go down there. But what about the waterfall? The manual for the game is wild. It's wonky translation. Nice. I'm sure you need water if you like to go swimming. Sand is hard to swim in. Yeah. See, now I'm equipped with more knowledge. I've got a little bit better timing. I'm not gonna grab that. Oh, I wonder, I lost all my stuff. That's okay. I do need to get money to go back and buy some of those things. There, I got a little bit of money. Thanks for the clip, I appreciate it. How's La-Mulana going? Oh, very well. Yes, let me just show you this clip. Wait, I finally broke one of those? What the heck? No, we're just going for it. I want to see what happens. I'm fine. Do you think that was a secret room over there? Hang on. I'm not reading those emails anymore. Ow. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Wait, am I losing? Oh, I'm like drowning in the water. Alright, enough exploration. I'm satisfied. It says you'll never get back up from there. So, like, what that really means is you can't swim. Not that going down to that area will kill me, because there's ladders to come back up. But, like, the water does damage. Yeah. Thank you. It means it happened to wind up in the exact same spot. If you wanted to see your face cam, I could see both of you chat in full screen. What do you mean? Move it where? Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I know, it's a pain. I missed... I'll mess with OBS after stream, Loki, and see what I can do. Yep, I wish you could move it to either side. I don't need to go into these every time. I feel like the most I've gotten is like 2 coins. We're gonna try... Okay, so you have to hit those a few times. That's fine. But I can't go this way. No, stop emailing me. If I jump down from that other ledge, it takes me right there. Okay. Trying to think of a list of Metroidvania characters that can swim. So far, all I've got is Selma Cruz. Soma! They're strong points. I'm good for now, fishies. Thanks, though. Quote from Cave Story: of all characters can swim and he's a robot. Nice. How's it going? Welcome in. Please be quiet. Not saying that to you. Just reading the username. Alright. Onward. I don't know where onward is. Let's try... I don't know. Let's go back up this way again. No. I still don't understand this chest either. No, I thought I jumped. The swimming is a bit unusual in terms of handling, but it's definitely swimming. Gotcha. Did you all use the manual? Like, do most people open it and use it right away? Or is it like a fun fan thing? These are just the same emails, right? Yeah. Did it always say... I know it said 0, 0, 0, 1, and 0, 4. Where are 2 and 3? No, I pressed the dang jump button. Thanks for the love. Yay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for the bits. Thank you, Jim. Thanks for cheering for humanity. I think the manual is more rarely used, but if I remember correctly, you really go hardcore on no help. There might be some info in there you otherwise get from other sources. Interesting. Oh, well, rip. This one moves so fast. I don't love that this, like, regenerates the birds every time. Really want to open this. Please! How's the game? Is it like Spelunky? I've never played Spelunky. Hi Jiggly, welcome in. Get as far as you can get without reading it, only if you feel absolutely stuck. I like it. Reading through the manual, I've been wondering that it contains what appears to be some important information, but the manual is laid out in a somewhat spoilery fashion, laid out by topic rather than by order of discovery. Interesting. It does contain some rather nice basics that you're figuring out right now, like breaking tan brown objects. In true old school fashion, it's about as spoilery as other game manuals. Yeah. Oh, well, rip. I wouldn't say anything in the manual is spoilery. The stuff it info dumps on isn't too big a deal. Item description's not how to find it. Interesting. No. The way when you turn around and you're like 1 pixel away and you take all the damage. I don't know what these things are. Oh, what did I do? I pressed like A and down at the same time. Am I gonna die? Was that a trap? Alright, let's go. I got an email. What's up? It's me. You see that square box looking thing? Is this just gonna backseat me the whole time? No, leave me alone. No, stop. Wow, impressive. What does this say? I can't read. Alright, bye. Item descriptions themselves are a spoiler. You know what? The other things I got spoiled... Oh, it's a skeleton. Spoiled on... I won't even say spoiled on. Are like... the trapdoors, but there's no telegraphing. So how can you get spoiled on, like, I know they're around, but I'm still not gonna see them before I see them. I got spoiled on the fact that there's like all sorts of traps everywhere that you can't tell. And then box puzzles. I think that's it. Email sound how not to do a tutorial. I hate it. Alright, let's go! Took me long enough. Let's find somewhere to freaking save the game! Bats! Oh, I like bats. I don't want to kill them. They're gonna hurt me though, aren't they? Oh. No, they're fine. They just, oh. No! No! Sacred orb. Interesting. Likely fine to read it, just particularly does things like listing characters. I'm good for now. It's not required. Right? Like, it'll make more sense if I read it later. What are you? These still... Oh, I guess I should read the description of Sacred Orb. No, there's no description. Okay. There's an eyeball. New enemies. This track is like in my personal top 4 or 5. It's pretty good. I love how every hostile bat in games are mega bats, the ones least likely to attack. I realize they need to be big to be effective, but the realism, immersion destroyed. I love bats. Okay. Nice.
Humans. There's so many.
Nichols, hi,
Are
welcome
they friendly, Kara?
in. It's in Indiana Jones explores ruins with a million booby traps. Hi Magus, welcome in. Cool pixel art, fun music. That's all I got. Oh, we're rich now. I don't know if I can make it over those spikes. Seen or played. I've never watched anyone play this before, and I've never... Yeah, and I've never played it before. I've never played anything like this. Indy, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you around. Enjoy the sleep. Oh yeah, now I do this to open it. A map! Oh, that's the pause menu. Cute. Trying to sneak around, yeah. Castlevania meets Spelunky? I guess, maybe? Yes and no, extremely puzzle heavy. Okay. How do I get to the map? Alright. I don't think I can jump that high. Going by initial visuals, yeah. I think I own Spelunky. If I end up not liking this, should we play Spelunky? What's that blue shiny thing over there? Don't attack me! Money! See, these bats are just flying around. They don't want to hurt me. I've been in numerous streams. Okay, this does pause the enemies too. By Author Blues, and yet have to catch one where he's playing this. It's kind of his branding. Is that a speedrunner of this game? I kind of want to try to go to the other side. Can I step on this block in the middle? I'm just gonna go past it. Oh, 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 well, now we're gonna die. What? Huh? Okay. I can't use my whip in that room. Oh, I can't even see the staircase where I climbed up. I don't know why I did that. These ones aren't too bad. If I remember that they come back pretty quickly. Hi Nacho, welcome in. I don't know the story yet. Indiana Jones. We're exploring some ruins. Okay. Love doors closing behind me. I think I've been in this room before. I should be drawing a map. Except I got a map, but I can't use it. Unless I have to open my email and that Zell whatever guy tells me how to use it. The creatures are kind of funny. I like the skeletons. I don't know what these things are called. They like hop up and down a lot. I'm gonna lose all my money. I can't remember if I went this way. The eyeball scares me. That skeleton just dropped dead, except it's already dead. Only realized the enemy is a pun for antlion. Oh, excuse me. Indiana Jones got trapped in... what is that? Something Metroidvania hell. Yes. There's a switch down there. Does that do anything? But I don't think I can get to that. No. Is that a save room sign over there? Please? It's a new area altogether. This game is not gonna go well for me. We are at 1 health. Gonna lurk while I do post-stream stuff, of course. Take care of yourself. Thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it, Nichols. It's good to see you. Can we at least drop a hint about how you could save the game? Nope. I feel like that's part of the journey. I feel like that's why people don't play this. Because they play for like 30 minutes and they can't find a save and they have to get the intro scene again. But like, you play it and you start learning where stuff is, right? Eventually, maybe? I don't know. Unless... Okay, I'm gonna turn the emails back on. Does turning on my laptop pause the enemies? Yeah. The water's poisonous, I learned that. Do you feel stronger holding that orb? I thought you might have opened a treasure chest at the Gate of Guidance by now and decided to email you. The item inside the treasure chest is called the Sacred Orb. It's a secret treasure that gives you strength. Your strength increases by having it. Don't eat it, though. Apparently the water inside the ruins is slightly poisonous, so if you're in the water, your health will drain. However, there are places that purposefully have water so you can't pass if you don't have enough health. If you think you can do it, it could be possible to swim across. Just be careful and don't get yourself killed. The noise for the emails is so annoying. It's indeed why some people don't play, because they don't get into it at the beginning. Some info I feel is necessary to kickstart the experience, but that's only my viewpoint. Okay. Yes or no answers only. Yes or no only. Safe word. Is saving something I can do from the menu, like right now? Thank you, Magus. No. Okay, so how would I... Like, what I'm assuming, and don't answer that. Don't answer this. That was the only question I had. What I'm assuming is I either need to find a location, or an item, or a... Oh, I just turned off the emails. But I didn't ask that. Oops, no, not keyboard. Okay, it switched back. No, no, no! The bat killed me. I don't want to kill the bats, they're cute! Okay, let's try again. Don't eat crystal orb, it's just as big as me. Got it. And like, I feel like as I go, I'll explore different different stuff. So I'll know where not to go. You know? Honestly, I'm gonna stop picking up the mailer. I don't like it. Money! Oh, you get 10 coins in there right away. Well, that's nice. I could buy weights. Or a hand scanner. Sorry, all sold out. All sold out. Okay. Oh. Yay, I don't have to watch the intro scene anymore. See, you all doubted me, and I can figure it out on my own. Never doubt the gen. That's a lot of save files. If you're in pain because I haven't done something, that means we're having a good time. Oh my god. That's so funny. What were these again? Buckler, waterproof case, pistol. I didn't doubt you, I was equally in the dark. Yeah, that's pretty cryptic. Well, but I wonder if you do get like an email eventually. Oh yeah, hot spring. No one enjoys torturing chat. No, that's a you problem. You all know how I play games. Nah, I try. I don't want it to be painful. I just really don't like when people doubt that I'll figure it out, you know? Or, like, sometimes I don't figure it out, and it's not the end of the world. There are lots of different ways to play games. There's not only one way to play a game, and it's the right way. In the original, you can't even save without buying a piece of software first. Oh my god. The game is torturous, it's not me. I feel like most of the unsaved progress has been kept knowledge. Yeah, the knowledge was gained. I get the sense that it's like you're diving into the ruins. It's almost like a roguelike in that each time you dive in you get a little further and you learn a little more. But it's not random each time. So that's good. I don't know why I came back over here. Oh my god. You are aggressive. I think I came back over here because I know how to open things now. That wasn't helpful. Whee! Bonk. Oh, rip. I wonder if, saving with the correct amount of health plays a big part in this game, too. No, backseating streams aren't for everyone. You have to be okay with watching someone struggle by their own choice. Oh, I just attacked that villager. Multitasking and reading. Yeah, I get that no backseating streams aren't for everybody. I get it. As a streamer, I keep going in here too. As a streamer, like, knowing what it's like performing and like sitting and sharing the playthrough, I just want all other streamers to be comfortable and happy. Like, I want their wishes to be honored. I want you to run your stream exactly how you want and have your chat respect that. This is a test to see if I'm assuming it saved my health exactly as it is. So yeah, if you want to know backseating playthrough, amazing. I will respect that. I won't say a word. If you want help, I will be glad to help. If that's how you're like, you know, because you hate streams where people are like, does anybody know this? Does anybody know this? I really want an answer. And just chat doesn't know, nobody has the answer, and they get stuck and they're like, man, I was really hoping someone would help me. Like, I mean, that's nobody's fault if no one knows, but I don't like seeing streamers ask for help in chat refusing to give it. Now, there's a difference between, like, trolling and having, like, a rapport and a jokey thing going on with your chat, but, you know. Murphy, hi, welcome in. Geode, welcome in. How are you? I enjoy no backseating streams since I can watch someone go through the same struggles of victories. Yeah. That's why we have a Tama command. It's for people who want to say something without saying anything. What does that mean? Aw. Tamagotchi? Is that what it is? Did I ever figure out how to get... No, I always think it's over here and it's not. How to get the chest? I don't think I ever figured it out. I think we're just gonna pull the lever and fall in though. Whee! Oh, I can actually avoid falling in. Nice. Imagine not plummeting to my death every single time. Oh, well, here's a plummet. What's this over here? It's super interesting looking. Pull the switch! Pull the lever, Kronk! But this one isn't a save. What is it? Just a gravestone? Okay. Is this one? It's those pointy ones. I gotta find the pointy ones. $13 coins and a dream. And an orb. Ponder the orb. Let's go. I think I saw one... Oh, it's right here. One pointy gravestone. Oops. Hey, yeah. Oh, that wasn't a good spot. Wake up. Yay! I'm so happy. Anything's possible if you believe. If you see something important, you write Tama, and the bot says, please give me the strength to not backseat, and when 20 people Tama, fun moments happen. That's clever. Oh, we're sleeping. We're having a little nap time. Okay, now that we figured out saving, it only took me 2 hours. No, that's not true. We chatted for like an hour at the beginning of stream. But we are going to take another quick stretch break. What drove you into streaming? Murphy put me on the spot. No, it's okay. I'm happy to chat about it, probably when we get back, but the short version is, honestly, Breath of the Wild, which is, like, weird because I haven't streamed Breath of the Wild in nearly 3 years. Like, I played it in the very beginning of my journey and then not at all since. But yeah, we can talk about it more when I get back. Enjoy your break, stretch if you need to, snack, screen break, etc. See you soon. It's not usually my go-to genre. I'm more in this for the puzzles. I'm like 100% in this for the puzzles, actually. Which is also how I felt about Tunic when I played it. And, well, I have a strained relationship with Tunic, but it's fine. We're gonna go this way. May give it another go after this refresher. Yeah, I have to do post-stream care. Please do get some snacks and some stretching and some water. Thank you for the raid. Thanks for bringing your people over. We'll see you around. I can talk about Tunic too. I guess I said I don't want to talk about it, but I should explain. Without spoilers. No spoiling Tunic. I played Tunic because people were like, it's a puzzle game. Or, no, that's not true. People said, Jen, I think you would really like Tunic. And I said, I don't know. It's described as like a Zelda Souls-like. That's not super my jam. I don't like Souls games. And they were like, yeah, but just trust me, you're gonna like Tunic. And enough people said that, oh, this is the room where I got electrocuted, I should be careful. Enough people said that to where I tried it. And what happened was... Oop, spikes. I really didn't like the fighting. So I put it on no fail mode, which is where you fight but you can't die. But you still have to do the combat. You can't skip the combat. So it kind of like lets you brute force your way through the game and never actually learn good fighting mechanics. But there's a lot of fighting in the game. And so I just felt like I was clumsily like being forced to do all these battles when I had tried to pick a setting that got me out of them. But what I really should have done was just keep fighting so I would learn and get better over time. And there were parts about it later, like end game stuff, like spoiler secret stuff that I really liked. But it just didn't save it enough for me after what happened. I don't know how to, oops. No, don't kill me. To get to this chest. Maybe I can't yet. I said I wasn't gonna kill the bats, but the bats killed me before, so... Tunic is a very strange, narrow intersection of difficult combat and wild puzzles. It unfortunately makes it much harder to recommend. I will say that it is a beautiful, like, incredibly detailed game. Definitely give it a chance on your own, just because I didn't have a good experience. And I won't even say it was a bad experience, it just wasn't what I wanted. I think I saw Magus said that he was glad I played it because it encouraged him to play it, which that's really cool. And I was really, really happy to showcase the, the no fail mode for people who might need that or like want that to get through some of the harder bosses. That was an option, because I saw some people stream it and they would only use the no fail mode to like get past a boss to get to the next area, which is great. I did eventually, Ebri, sorry, I'm saying your name wrong. I think I did it off stream. I feel like that's spoiler territory though. Like you won't know what that means unless you played it, but if you haven't played it, you don't know it exists, so let's be careful. Oh my god, I almost didn't make it. Exploding pigs! Oh, I can't go up here? Tunic is an amazing game I'm extremely glad was made. It has a narrow demographic. Ugh. What are these things? I don't know how to break those yet. No! I forgot that jumping is... I forgot about jumping. No. Oh, that was a lot of money. I need to focus a little bit more, I think. Maybe I should go back and save. For the money. don't know if I can do this yet. She was more about the combat than the puzzles. Yeah. Which is great. The combat's really hard. I wanted to like Tunic, but just didn't enjoy the combat. Love the OST. The combat's really like the bosses are really difficult, and the controls, there's like some really weird menuing stuff that was just hard to learn. Wait, does this move the entire... Oh, am I stuck in here? Okay. I love Submerge. Wait, hang on. Oh, tabbing out is so hard in this game. Oh, no, it's not. Gave up and looked at the answers. You can't skip some of the puzzles. Gotcha. Yeah, I really liked almost all of the puzzles. There were some, I can't say without spoiling, but there were some later, a couple that were just too much. But I did figure out most of them on my own, eventually. Just off stream. I did a lot of it off stream. I think they are tiny jumping elephants. And thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Welcome in. Is it like Death's Door? I don't know. I've not played Death's Door. The gauntlet at the bottom of the late dungeon, we need to do like 6 big fights in a row. Yeah, that was really hard for some friends that I talked to. I love Submerged Hidden Depths. Scouting around was fun and had surprises. I love no combat games. Same. I think I'm soft locked. Thinking of cute puzzlers, have you heard of Pan Pan? I played Pan Pan! It's like a mobile game, right? Like a short little, you're kind of in a cave and there's like little switches in the different rooms you have to run around to get to. Or maybe I played it on Switch. I liked it. I remember that name and I remember liking it. What do you mean I live here now? There's nothing for me to do here. I want to go save my game. Ugh. Did I try anything else in here yet? Did I try jumping over this middle part? Oh no, I can't because this pillar blocks the way. What happens if I go down here? Oh, there's a save. I might do a new one. Alright, well. Hi Mom, welcome in. How's it going? Oh, but this is all swimmy stuff? That's not good. Are you a friendly steed that I can ride on the back of to the other side? No, of course not. It's not that kind of game. No. No, let me use my whip. The knockback is extreme. Oh, well, rip, we're gonna die. It's fine. It's fine. Tapping out of games are my kryptonite. I've been trapped in so many games because I can't use my keyboard. I hate when it's hard to tab out of a game. Enjoying how many of the creatures are apparently puns. Oh my god. I didn't even pay attention. Let's load this just out of curiosity's sake. It's not looking good. Oh, and I can't go back down this. I hate when the ladders disappear. Virtual snack round. Thank you for the snacks. Yeah, and there's nowhere else to go from here, it seems. Except for this death tunnel. I'm going the wrong way. Okay, I'm gonna hang out here a little longer this time. Please! It's because I said please. Oh. Gotta be patient. Oh, is it gonna appear again when I go off screen? Yeah, probably. Also, I don't think I can get past that blue light portal, so... Theory proven. There's like a piranha over here? How come I can't press this? It looks like the same as the other ones. Let's see how loud that is, Trav.
Science rules.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good volume. I'm happy with that. Oh, we're gonna die. Can I make it? Nope. No, I was almost there and then I did a bounce into the fish off the wall. This game is, cursed. Slapstick is what I meant to say. I think we have to go back. I'm gonna go back, because we got soft-locked in the other one, it seemed like. Not soft-locked, but like locked into a new harder area that I don't want to mess with right now. What are your favorite games? Sorry if I did not read that in the description. No worries, I'm happy to answer questions about games. There's a lot of writing in my panels and stuff, perhaps too much. I just like writing. My favorite games are Outer Wilds, Hollow Knight. I love Metroidvanias. I love Super Metroid. Metroid Zero Mission, Metroid Dread. All those. The Witness. I love puzzle games.
And I was good at it.
And Slime Rancher and Subnautica. There's so many good ones. Those are some of my faves. I'm probably leaving something out. Thank you for the Prime. Hi, Kilkerco. Welcome in. Thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back to the human race. Enjoy your Earth Badger emotes, your ad-free viewing. La-Mulana is a great game. I've had to take a break from it after getting 40 hours so far, but it's been a great puzzle experience. That's what I'm hoping for. The puzzles. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the hype. Cool choices. Thanks. What about you? Those are the main ones that come to mind. There's this game that comes up frequently these days on stream called Machinarium. And it's a point-and-click that I played in like 2010, I think is when it came out. And it's just always stuck with me ever since. It's a comfort game. Really cute little robot main character. Great art, really cool design. And that's a fave. Chrono Cross is a fave. I played that one as a teenager and just loved it. I have a whole notepad doc for notes and Photoshop doc for map stuff. The game really makes you feel like a lost explorer. Yeah. I've taken a couple story notes so far. Not a lot of map notes. Can you... Where is this supposed to go? Fascinating. Now does that stay if I leave and come back? Oop. Yeah. Interesting. But can I... Oh, I think I can jump across. If this platform appears in the middle. I thought I saw it at one point. Such a relief to have anything that stays. Truly. It's just us and our tiny little whip and no other weapons. Barely any health. I don't know where the hot springs are. I couldn't find them. Metroid series, Zelda. Ooh, money. Oh well. Donkey Kong, Star Wars Jedi Academy, lightsaber battles, some click-in points like Monkey Island, or oldies like Feeble Files. I'm in for any good story game and Metroid-like games. I love it. Good choices. I love point and clicks. We were talking about the dig earlier, which is great because archaeology. And how much I love the dig. Alright, sometimes these switches are fake, and that's okay. I'm gonna go down here. I think I've been to some of these places before. I think I tried to jump across this chasm and died, or fell, or both. There's so many choices of places you can go. Oh, ow. That's what the map is for. The enemies... Whoa. The enemies can phase through walls, some of the walls that I cannot phase through. Oh, that was a mistake. Don't respawn right on top of me. This is gonna get stuck too, isn't it? Yeah. No. Is this other one gonna squish me? Oh, does it make it so heavy that I can't move it? What happens if I go off screen and come back? The blocks reset, so that's fine. That thing is shooting lasers. When did that happen? I feel like it wasn't doing that before. Hello? I don't know. Maybe it was, I just didn't notice. Doesn't seem to be now. Oops. Oh. I hate killing the bats, but they get in the way of so much. I don't want to do the same thing again. It didn't work. I don't know. I'm rather amused as spoiled as I am for some of the game's larger puzzles. I'm absolutely ignorant of what's going on here. Me too. Still completely getting my bearings. Oh. Is that what happened before? I've been in this room before, for sure. With the laser eye, I've been in this room before. Don't like it. Don't think I can get back up that way. I wonder if it has rooms where if you kill all the enemies, something happens. These do like little, it's like an elephant mixed with like a flea. No, I don't think I can get out of here. Only this way. Explode! Okay, let's go down. But let's not get hit with lightning. Oh. Okay. Using the lens of enemies are puns. I'm still trying to figure out what the story is with the hopping elephants. Oh, they're back. I have to go up this ladder. Alright. Okay, I might go back to the village then and do some shopping. I had more money and I feel like... Oh, I think that was in the other save file. So I've got some decent amount of coins. I also feel like I have to ask a yes or no question only. Safe word. Are the emails required? Oh, except I don't know if I can get back to the village. Didn't I try to leave one time? And I didn't have what I needed? Oops. Got too zealous. Jumping. They're not required? Okay. Oh, they're from different mythologies. That's cool. I don't think I can cross this without whatever center platform supposedly comes back up on this track. Oh, it's not activated. Incarnadine, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great day. Oops, spike. I saw it too late. What are these little crocodile bubbles? Okay, I'm jumping down. It's totally safe. Oh, another eyeball. Some of the blocks have little markings on them. On the left-hand side, there's like a little droplet, 3 slashes, a fire, and like an S slash. Interesting. Very interesting. Kind of want to jump down here. Fall. What's over here? A pig. Oh. I thought that they came out in like a little burst and that it would go over my head, but it didn't. Please don't offer tips or help or anything. I'm not looking for answers. I can't go down that way either. Oh, I forgot about the eyeball. Right next to the eyeball. That's okay. As long as there are no cats praying around, the froggy lizard baubles are my favorite design. I like the frog bubbles. I'm not sure if yes or no. Since I've never viewed the game through the lens of a blind player. Blind playthrough. And it's a first playthrough, really. Oh. I don't know. We don't use the blind playthrough tag anymore on Twitch, and it is because it helps viewers. If you want to watch a blind streamer play games, they have the blind playthrough tag, whereas we have the first playthrough tag for no hints, no help. And we have a million options for tags and categories now of like first playthrough, hintless, no assist, that type of thing. But yeah, no prior information going into this. Bubble boys are called togs. Nice. Even when I remember the eyeball, I always have to check maybe not this one and die. Can I get out of here? I'm gonna head off to bed, have fun with game and stream. Thank you, Daxon. Take care. Have a good sleep. This is where I came in. I have 23 coins. I turned the emails off because they were extremely annoying, and so far they were all things that I had either found out on my own or was bound to find out on my own eventually. Okay, not fun, not fun. Like, the water is poison. Like, yeah, I know, I saw my health diminishing. Steel Brigade, welcome in. How's it going? Or like, push the blocks. That was one of the emails. Oh, but I can't. Alright, we're jumping. I think this one? No, this one tells me about the hot spring, maybe? No. Forget what everybody has. Reading the email seems like an attempt at a humorous tutorial, but very much falls flat. Useful, but buried in a noisy delivery mechanism. Yeah. There we go. This is what I need. Did it give me one? Did it... What did that... Is that what the thing is next to the coins? Don't answer that. Let's do it again. It's way too heavy for me to carry. It gives us 5. Okay, good. Now I have weights. I don't know how many it takes per switch. Don't answer that. It wasn't a question. It was a statement. I am going to save over number 2. I'm gonna end up deleting number 3 because I don't want that save file. I got trapped in I got like soft locked, kinda, sorta.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Surface.
Yes.
Okay, we're in a better spot. Only 9 minutes in when we were previously 14. How does that happen? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Chozo, how's it going? Welcome in. Yeah, we've been playing this game for like almost 2 hours and I've gone 9 minutes. Good progress. I've learned a lot. Let's, since I saved, let's take another quick pause. There's something about, like, I don't know if it's the volume. Like, it doesn't sound too loud, right? But to me, in my head, it's just a little bit grating. Either the volume level or, like, the fact that it repeats and it's so upbeat the whole time. Like, that's level 1. And it still feels like I mean, that's better, but I don't think you can hear that. I almost want to play this game with lo-fi. And then just turn on the music when we get to a new area so we can hear it and then, like, go back to lo-fi. I'm sorry. It's just repetitive. Let us... chill for a second. I can get more stuff for 10 coins too, the buckler, etc. Whee! Just the buckler is the only 10 coin thing. These are sold out. And we got the hand scanner. I'm gonna make notes of what else is here. Shopping. Oh, my pen ran out of ink? Buckler. Software. Weights. A gun. These are things I can come back for later. The low music sounds fine. Okay. Alright, thank you. Is it Encarta on the right? It is Yagoo Map Reader. I just feel like I feel like I have to ask a million times about volume, and it's probably annoying, but my volume settings are really low. So when I listen to the stream back afterwards, I listen to the VOD, I'm like, I could have had the balance a little better and heard the music better. I also feel really bad turning down good soundtracks, so I need the personal feedback from people to be like, this is a comfortable listening level, because otherwise I will turn like all of the volumes down to 1. And that's not great for streaming. Like, you want it to match, so if you need to turn my voice up, the music will follow and be a good side by side. It's relaxing not having to pump up all the time. Yeah, it's and it's very high energy music in this game. Still excited about you giving it a shot no matter how it turns out. I need to crash for a nap. Have a good nap, Austin. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad that there was a lot of excitement for this, regardless of how it turns out, if I stick with it or not, but it's been fun to try. The music was fine, but it also goes harder than it has any right to. Yeah. It was okay, but I agree the music being repetitive and irritating. It's very repetitive. I would have told you if we were way out of balance. Thank you. I appreciate you. And you all do. You do give me feedback. Like, there's never been a time, at least not in a long time, when no one said anything and then later on was like, oh, thank God. This one is just a lot of music to handle. If you need a bit more sound resolution, you could put the game in Windows settings down to... Right, yeah. That's true. For now, I'm happy with this. Twitch now supports parallel audio stream from the streamer to the servers, but not from the servers to the viewers. Right. That's how people mute their music, right? Because I can say, take this audio, but not this audio for the VOD. Take this. Have this audio. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're almost at our next stretch break. Let me check the other shops real quick. And see if there's like any other switches down here that I didn't know what to do with before and now I do. Or maybe I'll find the dang hot springs finally? And get full health? I hate these birds. They're mean. I forget, how do I get to that little puddle? Was I able to do anything over there ever? Parallel audio streams for stream and VOD. Mostly to exclude some audio from VODs, yeah. Snake, go over there. Whee! Oh, 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 rip. Have a good sleep, absolutely. A good nap. Oh yeah, this one is just a wall. This is the spring right here? This is it? It made a nice little noise. Wait, come here. Science. It's just one square of healing. Premium hot spring, totally not just a warm puddle. It's just a puddle. Aw, it's cute though. Oh, I messed that up. No! What was in here? Oh, Argus is over here. That's right, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna make a note. Left of village. Hot spring. It's convenient that the hot spring is right in front of Argus. Argus, yeah. That's the notes I took. Above hot spring. Argus. Did you all do like graph paper maps of this? You can answer that. Or like Excel. You did? Hi Dama, welcome in. I was saying earlier, I was like, I blame Dama for like really giving me the itch to try this. No, it's good. It's just really, you have to keep your sense of humor. Lexi, hi. I took screenshots. La-Mulana 2, I have huge Google Docs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm definitely, like, if I'm gonna stick with it, I need a grid. I could do Google Docs so I don't have to do paper notes for everything. I have graph paper somewhere from Metroid 2. 12k words for La-Mulana 2. That is such a commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for that level of commitment to a game. I can't fight Argus. I don't have the serpent staff. Graph paper maps would be very satisfying if you're into that. I like drawing my own maps. But for the text for like the lore, I think I might use Google Docs. I don't know though, it's so hard to tab out of this game. Alex and I were playing together, so I was on notes while Alex was playing. Oh, cool. Graph paper is a good choice with fixed rectangle rooms. Yeah. I don't care if you hurt me, because I know the secret of the puddle now. The secret of the puddle. Alright, let's go back. So maybe when we get more orbs, we get more health. Maybe there's multiple orbs that we can ponder for the power. We are at our next stretch break. Let me just save. This is the one we're using now. Thanks! Did I just double my playtime sitting here doing nothing? Got the farthest I've ever gotten. Ugh. I think it'll be easiest if you're willing to take the most thorough notes, but it's always possible to go look at the tablets again if you don't have notes, yeah. Alright. Quick stretch break. I'm not gonna set the... Am I gonna set the timer? I ate before stream. I promise I did, but every stream break today I've had a snack. I had some crackers. I had a granola bar. Why am I so hungry today? I feel like I should make dinner so I can keep streaming, because if I don't eat like an actual meal, I'll just be hungry the rest of the entire stream. Let's make a deal. I'm gonna take a longer break. So I apologize that I will be gone for longer, with the promise to you that it will allow me to explore more of this game and enjoy it better, because I won't be like, oh, I'm so hungry. How does that sound? Thank you, Kitty. I appreciate it. I'd never remember everything without notes. I'm definitely going to take notes. Handwritten, I might not have, like, I might want to save my paper. I use this notebook for, like, streaming related things, so I might go to digital notes instead of paper notes. Graph, I'll find my graph paper on break too. It's somewhere. I think it's in the closet. I accept these terms. Thank you. Oh, you're all so generous. Alright, I'm going to make, like, a microwave dinner and eat it real fast, and I'll come back and type in chat while I'm eating it. And then we'll keep playing. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the music. I can turn it up for the break. Here we are at the surface. Here we are at the surface. I'm not gonna draw out surface stuff yet. It's gonna be tiny. Ooh. I need to scoot this up and scoot this up. We're doing lo-fi for a little bit. Oh, it just feels weird though. This isn't the game I would expect to want to play lo-fi for. The Witness, it made sense. This just feels wrong. Welcome back to actually playing La-Mulana. Today is day 1. I've already made a million mistakes, and I'm proud of it. Replacing the banger soundtrack would be a sin. It's really repetitive though. For map making feels appropriate. I like it. I'll get used to it. The heroic theme feels rather wiped out with the soundtrack. For mapping, sure. We can focus on mapping. Here we go. We drop down, and there's like a tunnel, and then we end up in this starting room. I feel like it's gonna be really divisive, the music. People are either gonna love it or hate it. Okay, and then you come out, And this is something of guidance. It's what my save file is named after. Gate of Guidance, I think. And then we go to the right, and there's a room with some bats, and like a big staircase. Okay. So I gotta draw that. I gotta eat a snack on the staircase. I don't know. Do you all just do one square for one thing? I feel like that's not enough information to tell me what's in that room. I'm gonna need to make a key. There's a save down here. Go down. And then there's like a room with... It's not really to the left, right? Because if I go back up to this again... There's not even one screen of just the ladder. So it's really this square right here. I could put like a symbol between the two to show that it's got a ladder going to it. Does my hand cover everything up anyways? Probably. S for save. Okay, and now we save over the surface one. And then we can go pretty much just to the right. I might have asked this before, but are you left-handed? Yes. I don't know if you asked it before. I am left-handed. You are too! Nice, fellow lefty. Oh, we can go to the right, and there's a chest. Oh, wait. I can't do this and have things unpause at the same time. There's a chest. Do we make that like a little circle? Or we can go down, and I don't know what's down there.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Lefties unite! So many lefties. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. You can softly glide into sleep this way. Aw. Have a good sleep, kitty. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the support. You've been very kind and understanding for this very back and forth stream. My grid maps usually go through iterations, several attempts to get it looking good, followed by several attempts to get meaningful information, followed by a near infinite number of attempts to get both. Get it finished and inked, then find a new secret. Consider never playing again. Oh my goodness. This is a room with an eyeball, but not necessarily a room, oops, to like come back to for treasure. Let's go to the right again. This one doesn't have an eyeball. This goes up to the like water area, right? That's what that exit is. Has a ladder and like a new zone. Oh, I said I was gonna make a symbol for a new zone. Let's do this. Ugh. It's so tiny. I would have loved to stay longer and watch you explore, but I have to go to work tomorrow. Today, Petrie, take care. Good luck with work. I'm sorry it didn't develop sooner, faster, but we're getting there. I can't take more time off my sleep. No worries. Have a good sleep. Thanks, Petrie. There will be a highlight, and I will cut the pause and the dinner break and everything out of the highlight, so it's just the game. In case anybody was wondering. Oh yeah, I can open this now. And I wanted to test if it doesn't make the wall drop down to the bottom of the screen. It only makes the wall disappear. But if I leave and come back, it's still gone. Interesting. And what else did I do in this room? Oh, and I had enough to do this switch to open the thing. Oh, I was supposed to pay attention to how many weights that used per activation, and I forgot. Got some... I've got to take care of the cat. Hi, cat. Have a good one, Austin. Thanks for hanging out. Now, do I want to go back to the water area? Not really. I'm gonna save that. I want to go down here. I do wonder... Oh, I forgot about the trapdoor. If the eyeball ever closes. How am I supposed to get up here? With a block? Is there a block I can push and then have it fall through the trapdoor? How am I supposed to get past you if the thing is gonna lightning bolt me? Maybe it can't see me under this wall. Oh. But there's a trapdoor. Need some high jump boots or space jump something, yeah. It's that one. I thought it was the next one. I'm terrible at this. No. Can I get across the spikes over there? They're fake spikes? What? I got a shuriken. Okay. I should go save. Wait, there's 2 chests down there now? And a ladder? I gotta get back. Unless it's a trap. Everything is a trap. I can't get around these skeletons. Oh, unless I wait for them to drop. Unless they play dead. Oh god. Oh god. The knockback is just the worst. Alright, cool. Sometimes they just play dead. Wait, how did I get down there? That wasn't even how I got down there. Oh. I can't deal with a simple maze. No. Rude. Play dead. Oh, the trapdoor. The trapdoor is still here. I can use that. No, I can't get up to that. There is a ladder, but I can't get to it. I feel like it changes every time I come in here. Weird. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever heard simple used to refer to La-Mulana. Well, feels like I make some simple mistakes sometimes. I'm gonna go save. I haven't used the shuriken yet. I wonder, I think I can buy shurikens in the village. So I wonder if now that I have them, I can purchase them. Are they... I need to look at something. I have 30? Oh. I didn't equip this? I thought when I got this, that was what enabled me to use the save gravestones, and that I needed to get another item to read the other ones because I thought this was automatically equipped, and that's why the save worked. Oh. Okay, let's use a shuriken. It didn't work on that thing. I got 10 more. Save! Okay, now we can write down lore tablets. That's fine, I was dealing with enough without being able to read these yet. This one? Wow. It just says okay. Very helpful. And some other writing that I can't read. I don't like that the laptop has a webcam on it. I'm gonna put little tape on my monitor to pretend to block the webcam. Okay, now I'm building the map down this way. This room has... Oh, do I need to mark where all the lore tablets are? Not if I read them as I go, maybe. Depends. It depends. So I need to be able to read them, but also translate them. Oh, I thought I was gonna clear it. I jumped up. I know that thing drops. Ugh. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright, let's go left. There's a chest in here. I have 7 weights left. I don't think I've ever had enough weights to open that one because I kept having like 2 and using them on the same 2 places every time. Oh, but I got a map. I did get a map once, so maybe I have gotten this one time before. Never mind. Okay, let's go save with the map. And save after the jaw dropping, so it doesn't drop anymore. Oh, I thought I was gonna clear that. Save with 10 health. Sure. Is there a hot spring? Don't answer this. I wonder, I'm not asking a question, I'm wondering if there's a hot spring somewhere down here. I mean a warm puddle. Oh. This opens something. We did this once. But I don't know how to get up to it. Because if I fall down here, I have like no health. There's a... Did I not clear the platform? I thought I was gonna fall onto the platform. There's a platform, but it doesn't go... it doesn't go up and down. It's not active. Oh, okay, nice. Well, I'm glad we saved with 10 health. Oh, I forgot to draw the map. It's good that I went back. Went through the platform, it looked like that's what happened. I thought I had landed on it before, but maybe I haven't. Maybe it's not even possible to land on it yet until I activate it. We have a lot of coins. If I want to go back up and buy stuff, I could do that too. Nope. I keep thinking I'm gonna clear things and I never do. So far, nothing gives me health from what I can tell. Like, sometimes enemies drop little green things. But I don't ever see the number for my health ever move back up, is what it seems like. Oops. Okay, well. This is going very badly. That, it says 2. But I think it goes to like MP, the bar below my health, or something that I don't understand how it works yet. Okay, let's just drop down instead of... No, nothing works. Everything takes me to a spike. I don't want to go that way. Was this a trap at one point? I don't know, let's fall down here. Okay, now we're going this way. And this goes either left or right. If I go left, does that take me back to the room? Oh my god. Okay, hang on, I gotta mark the trapdoor. We'll use like a little X for that. So now I'm here. And this has pigs and a block puzzle. And an eyeball. And this is the elephant room. I can't remember. I don't think I can do... Oh, there is a switch down there, and I didn't have weights for it before, I think. Screen breaks. We took a long screen break. It'll be okay. So this is a whole new area down here. Oh, but it's blocked. Never mind. Go back up. These aren't helpful at all. I gotta get a translator. Maybe that's one of the software things. Let's go back. Let's buy some merch. If I can. If I can make it home. No, of course not. But I have 50 coins. That's gotta be enough for something, right? I really don't know what those green things are. Can these... You can select to read them, but they don't say anything. The broken ones. Maybe it's invisible ink. Oh, I can read this one now. Those entering these ruins, beware. They lurk within the land of ordeals. Death awaits the powerless. They will speak only to those who have learned the 7 histories and overcome the challenges herein. 7 histories. They lurk. Surely enough for a La-Mulana logo snapback cap. That's what I'm hoping. Here's what I have so far for my notes. Is this, yeah, forwards, not backwards. My handwriting is terrible. Death awaits the powerless. They will speak only to those who have learned. Oops, I tapped it with my pencil. Those who have learned. Okay, bye. I need to go back to the warm puddle. Oh, this bird is gonna beat me up though. Wait, no, I'm inside the cave. I gotta go up and out first. This bird is gonna beat me up. No? La-Mulana. All the birds want to beat me up. Alright. We need to find... Yeah, now I can buy more shurikens. That's available. It wasn't before. Does this ever respawn more coins? No, I think you only get the 10 at the start. I can get the laptop case. Do you tell me about the hot spring? Yeah. I'll remember that it's this one eventually. Glyph reader. Or... map reader. Oh, I want the glyph reader because it's more expensive and I can more easily get back to 20 coins than I can no, I don't know what I'm saying. I want this. Sold out. Thanks much. Read it. Okay. Don't tell me what to do. But I will. Now, is this something I have to equip? Oh. Software that translates ancient writing without this ancient text is unreadable. Okay, cool. Do you ever bother me again since I'm not answering your emails? I see you got a hand scanner. Good thing since you need it to inspect skeletons and stone tablets. You can also inspect big old murals and statues. Oh, thank you. Do you tell me the things that you've been emailing me about? The good action games are the ones that make you jump around in your seat. Alright, thanks. What, you worrying about my gaming addiction? I'm fine, I'm fine. I can quit anytime I want, just not today. I'm worried about your gaming addiction. Let's go to the hot spring. Actually, you know what? Let's save. Because I've paid for the stuff and I don't want to pay for it again. And then let's go to the hot spring. Snakes. Hot puddle. Ah. So warm, so cozy. Please revive me. How many times do you end up making this walk to the hot puddle? I feel like it's just gonna be so many times. So many times. We'll save again. With health now. I was really worried that those snakes were gonna take me out, you know? Okay, here's another fun fact about Gen playthroughs that maybe will give you some hope if you're worried. I am definitely gonna play this again tomorrow because most of the time when I start a new game, I am absolutely horrible with the mechanics. It feels icky. It takes me forever to get used to things. And then I go back the second day and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. This is something I did not learn about myself until after Tunic, which we talked about earlier. It is something I solidified for myself with Hyperlight Drifter, which I was gonna give up on, but then we came back and like restarted a new save file. I just abandoned the first attempt and came and did a fresh one. And I did do it on the easier mode, which gives you more health drops, I think. But it felt way better regardless on day 2. So that's what I'm hoping for this too, is that day 1 is like, wow, this is really uncomfortable. I am terrible. And then day 2 will be like, okay, yeah, it's starting to make sense. That's the dream. Surprising how quickly you go from wow, this jump is weird to finding controls weirdly natural. It's like, what can I equate this to for movement? I mean, I guess like Super Metroid where you're like weirdly floaty, and Nestroid you're like weirdly floaty, right? But I got used to it. Everybody's sprite has different weight. This one, the jump is particularly strange in this one, though. Like, yeah, exactly, fishies. You're right. Streaming, it's a lot of pressure, too. It really is. Day 1 is so much pressure for new games. Yeah. It just really is. This is where the mother lays to rest. In this path of trials, only heroes who do not fear death are permitted to proceed. Oh, I can't keep the notes under the camera though because I keep tapping it with my pencil. Path of trials. Do not fear death. Okay, sure. Easier said than done. Let's go. Let's save. With our newfound strength. -2 health from that skeleton. Oh yeah, now I can read this. Offer 3 lights to the heavens. I don't think I can do that yet. I don't have like a torch or a flashlight yet. I have shurikens. I like to test a game offline, get used to it, and then stream it, but don't want to start a new file, so probably no one will see the beginnings of my playthroughs. That's fair. Yeah. Oh, man. I think with this game especially, I was like, I want to watch a little bit of a video. Like, I'm okay with knowing some things ahead of time. Until I started the game today. And then once I start, I'm like, all right, let's see how far I can get. But definitely did more research going up to it and like read some reviews, some non-spoilery reviews. In the past, I've never really done much of that, but this one seemed like it was warranted. And definitely for like content warnings and stuff like that, I need to do better research in the future. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. I don't have any lights. I have a hand reader, a hand scanner, courageous one, embrace the power. If thou seeketh power, prove thine courage. Thou traipses on holy ground, take care not to cause any needless damage. Those who do not heed this warning will be dealt punishment from the heavens. That seems like a message about the eyeballs, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Jim, are you headed to bed? I hope you have a good sleep. It says, don't be afraid to challenge. I'm afraid to challenge. I don't want to get electrocuted. The only way so far that I know how to heal is by walking all the way back up. How come this didn't stay? Now I only have 6 weights. Okay, I got one more. I'm afraid to go that way because I'm afraid that door will come back up. I don't like it. Oh, thank you for the posture check. It was for the yawn. Oh, my bad. The weight economy is real. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, remind me not to go through that room again. There's nothing good for me in there. Three lights to the heavens. I thought I cleared that for sure. Is this one gonna tell me about the trapdoor? Those who challenge the guardian know thy strength. Death awaits the powerless. The future awaits those who train themselves and take on the challenge. The guardian. Okay. Steedling, how's it going? Welcome in. This was where I got a map. I can't make that jump, sadly. Oh, I forgot. What's over here again? Oh yeah, this. This area is cursed. Everything is cursed. I'm okay. I'm not understanding. It's not that I'm not understanding. There's just a lot of challenges in this game. It shall connect once held in the mouth. When one swallows, the other spits out. Oh. Has to do with the platforms here and here. Interesting. Oh no, don't fall. Oh my god. These bats are gonna give me knockback. Yeah, I called it. But it still happened immediately. I gave myself knockback. Okay, let's die and go back to the save. Why can I not jump out of there? There we go. The only part of the game that isn't cursed is the warm puddle of healing. It's true. Everything else is extremely cursed. I wonder if the shurikens are a lot better than the whip. Oh, right. Curse this game. I don't think I can go out that way. I've fallen down that trapdoor several times now, but it's fine. It's cool. I definitely thought once you fall through it like one time, there would be some kind of signaling, but nah, that's okay. Okay, let's take care of the bats, even though I love them. I peaked my mic. It should have a limiter on it. If it does, if it's not enough, I need to change it. Sorry. Okay, so now that other one should be functioning. Yay! Can I go save? I have like no health left. Excuse you, can you move out of the way? I can't tell which skeletons are resting and which ones are never going to wake up. Okay, I got the platforms working. So now, if I die, I'll come back to this spot. I feel like I should just go back anyway. And re-up on health. There's something about these. I feel like something I do makes them drop, and I don't know what it is yet. Unclear. Maybe it was that one on the tablet I read about. Something. The one in the room where it talks about the power. I want to get a movement boost and go just a little bit faster. No, leave me alone. I gotta wait. Whee! Time to go to the puddle. This will all make the beginning part earlier. I mean, easier, I guess. Like the first couple rooms. If I save, I won't have to redo them. That's the dream. Relaxing puddle. Oh, I thought Duncan was awake. Not yet, he's still sleeping. Oh wait, I need to jump from there, right? Isn't this a thing? Yeah. trying to stay calm. Am I succeeding? I don't know. I'm gonna splat every time. There's absolutely a staircase, but I'm just gonna splat. It's quicker and we don't lose any damage as far as I can tell. I don't know if it's quicker, because you have to wait to get back up again. It kind of looks like I have a little glow around me. Is that my orb? Maybe? We're a whole 51 minutes in after 4.5 hours of streaming. Amazing. Now I should be able to do this room because the platform should be moving. Yay! Oh, stupid bats. I tried to get the bat ahead of time and it didn't work out. Okay, there we go. I'm scared. Where's my platform? There it is. I should read that other one, huh? Before I push the switch, maybe. There are 8 Ankhs. 8 Ankhs that protect the Great Spirits. Seek the red light, the Ankh Jewel. The guardians that slumber within the Ankh will test thine strength. Guardians slumber in Ankh. So the thing talking about the guardians earlier is referring to those, not like the eyeball or anything like that. You know, the eyeball. I have 7 weights. What did that one do? Oh, I think it did something in that area to the left. Come here, bat. Yeah. Oop, I still failed. There we go. I'm so nervous of this jump. There we go. Woo! Oh, I thought this was gonna be a ladder. It's not. That's okay. Chi-yo, yao, or chi-yo, or chi-yu. One of those. The demon who attained the power of eternity by absorbing the life force of innocent maidens. Woe unto those that fall into the sacrificial abyss. Demon absorbed life force of maidens. Those are spikes. There's nowhere else I can go. Are they fake spikes? Do the spikes go if I push down on the switch? I don't have a way to open the chest though. Well, we gotta try it. It didn't open the chest. What a waste. Whee! To those who push the white box, the white platform and white box are drawn to each other. We've done that. We learned that. I know that already. What is our character's name? Professor something. You know. Professor guy. Girl. Professor person. Oh, how do I get to the other side of the white box? Don't answer that. Lameza. Lameza Kosugi. Cool. Ooh, that opened a door. Exciting. Eight spirits dwell within this land. We've written that down before. 8 onks. 7 histories. The spirits are guardians, protectors of those grounds. The spirits slumber within onks that will shatter under the bright red light. The spirits will awaken at that time. Okay, that's kind of similar to the one we read before. Protectors of the grounds. Shatter under bright red light. Okay. The Ankh of these lands lies beyond the path of the gazing faces, and the jewel is at the foot of the cliff of radiance. Okay, time for a new page. Ankh. So this land being the gate, the guarding the gate or whatever. When we go to new areas, it gives them new titles. Path of gazing faces. Jewel. Foot of cliff of radiance. Exactly, Trav. So much knowledge. Okay, I've kind of given up on the map for now. I'll get back to it. I'm gonna fall on the spike. No, I'm fine. The little blobs are the bubbles, the crocodile bubbles are so cute. I'm afraid there's a trapdoor right there. I'm gonna go this way instead. I'm just gonna fall down. Let's see what happens. Pigs. Have I been here before? Oh, you can read these. The guild runs a blank. Hide and seek. Put blank aside in favor of blank and barter. Money. The guild? Who is that? Runs a hidden shop. Put something aside in favor of money. Oh, just these are gone. And barter. Okay. Fun. This room I died in before because I used my whip and the eyeball electrocuted me. Totally normal stuff. I wish there was more than one save. I forget what this does. Oh, fun. Oh, I probably didn't have a wait for it. Oh, a shop. A hidden shop? Put something aside in favor of money and barter? Buy something? I can buy some weights. What is this? That's a guild. Hidden stores via sound. I don't have enough for it. Buy more, more, buy more. Cute. Little ghost shop. Oops, ow. I want to read this one down here. The sad tale of the giants, the tragic history of the giants is written here. Okay. Can I read these other... Can I read these? Tablet of the downpour of blood and fire. Tablet of wind. Oops. How do I get up there? There we go. Tablet of fire. Makes sense. Tablet of flood. Okay. Wait, can I read this? No. And this is closed. Yeah. There's another broken tablet, but there's no stairs to get back up from the right-hand side if I had jumped down there to read it. Oops. Aw, this one doesn't say anything. Not worth it. That looks like there's a switch in there. It also looks like maybe that's a trapdoor, but I don't know. How do I get in there? Oh, look at the 4 tablets. On the wall of the temple, there's the same 4 that we just looked at. Interesting. This looks suspicious. I'm gonna walk across anyway. Is it blocked? Is it a one-way door? Yeah. Oh. But I've been here before and I couldn't, and now I can press that block back and forth. So that's something, right? Where's the elephant room? I always forget I have to take that. I always think to come back to this room to get out because that's where I come in when I fall down. But it's not. You gotta take the staircase over here. Your phone is a ventriloquist. What happened? No, that's not fair. Oh my god, you have so much health. And that's a door that closes behind me up. Oh god, I forgot about the stupid trapdoor! I'm never gonna remember that. Sorry if I yelled. I don't know what's going on with my mic. When did that happen? Why did that happen? How do I get up there? Okay. Mike was fine, thanks. Son of a gun was on the floor in front of the sofa. I got a Facebook pop. I heard it coming from the back of the sofa. Weird. Okay, let's go save. Oops. I definitely thought that you were gonna pause. Stop moving for longer. It happened since. That would be something on my end. No, don't apologize. I changed, like, I changed the limiter not that long ago, and I don't know. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't peaking. If that was the case, no worries. Because I feel like I'm gonna be doing that a lot in this game. Oh no. Okay, I saved. Let's go back down. How? Do you think I can fall from above, or I have to get some kind of a jump? There's a staircase above this. Riding the elevator back down again. I think the little grave thingies, the tablets, I keep calling them the wrong thing. They look like headstones, but they're not. I think they like glow red until you read them, and then I do think they kind of get a little more muted. I need to pay closer attention. The next time I find one I haven't read yet. Okay, nice. We're going back down here. But I don't think... Oh, and that's a one-way staircase. This is the shop message. I'm glad so many of these enemies do take only one hit so far. That's really nice. That makes me very happy. Like, I'm not stressed about the enemies killing me. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I am stressed about the enemies killing me, but it's mostly just the longer you spend without healing down here, like, you know, the more damage you're gonna take, and that's just how it works. I don't feel like it's brutal combat enemy fights every time I come down here. It just is like, yeah, I gotta clear some of these out of the room so that I don't die immediately. Now I feel like, oh, these ones are the hardest though, these skeletons. I do feel like... Oh yeah, this room. Oh, come on. See, isn't this like glowing a little bit? Pour thy memories into the Holy Grail. Leave thy mark on this land, then raise the Holy Grail up and recall lands once traveled. In doing so, thou will once again stand upon that land. Yeah, it's more chill enemies, mostly puzzling and like remembering the traps and remembering where you are on the map, which I'm fine with that. Holy Grail. Pour in memories. Leave mark on land. Raise up and recall lands. Once again, stand on lands. It sounds like warp travel. Yeah, see? Now the outline is like brown instead of red. Oh, my notebook cam is blocking it entirely. Whoops, sorry, I forgot. I forgot about notebook cam. You just gotta trust. I'm not gonna tab out. It's such a pain to tab out of this game. It's because I'm playing it in not the same resolution as my monitor. Because it's pixel art game. Although, if I play it at 1080p, it probably won't affect it that much either way. But lately I've been having trouble streaming some games at 1080p. Oh, this is a one-way door. Just because of the conflict between the game and the webcam. I feel like those things, oops, do something. Is there a trapdoor for one of these boxes to go through? There is, isn't there? Oh, you can smush skeletons with boxes. That's handy. Can I bring you to the next room? No! Bummer. Oh, I get stuck. But if I drop the block, it doesn't even fall into place. It falls in this like awkward between spot. Whoa, weird. What's all that about? No, not these skeletons. I need to remember which of those I've already broken open. I keep breaking the same ones open over and over again. I guess I'll let this close behind me. Do we have enough money to go shopping again? We do. Maybe let's go shopping again and get the maps reader and whatever else we have money for, because that one's only 20 coins. And I need to solve some riddles here. We'll save before we go back up, I guess. I want to know if those statues that are like the little heads coming out of the wall, if they do anything. Also, what did we read about the wall of faces? Beyond the path of gazing faces? Is that this room? Is this a gazing face? Gazing faces. There's a lot of faces down here, though. Maybe it's just decorative. We'll see. Made it. Oops. Time to go shopping. It's this one that has the software, yeah. Map reader! Yay! I'll take some extra weight. No, let's go see what else. Let's get the buckler? Is it down here or the other platform? It's right here. I like it. It's only 10. If it breaks, come back and buy another one. Okay. Oh, I can switch out. Oh, okay, cute. And it's, instead of holding the button, it toggles the button. That's nice. And then if I hit RT, it switches it out for the shuriken. Convenient. Can I read the map yet? Yes, but no. Software for displaying maps, check the pause screen. Oh, okay, now check the pause screen. No map. I only have one for the area below us. Right, that's got shurikens. Okay, progress. Let's go back and go in the hot puddle. We have mapping! It feels really good to make progress in this game. I feel like it's so few and far between. It makes it extra special. I want to know if we get... This is not a safe word question, so don't actually tell me. It's not a question. It's a statement. I'm curious if we get more lore on our character and our backstory and why we're here. Like us specifically, Professor Lemeza. Or if it's mostly, if not all, just lore about the ruins. I'm curious. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's take the plunge again. Let's, oops, I forgot I need to jump off of the save platform. I want to go see what the map looks like. Oops. Well. I was gonna ask, specifically for these jars, the one to my left, if I open that and get money from it, like the one in the village where you get 10 gold from like right away. Oh, this isn't a staircase down. Don't I usually emerge from here though? Well, that's rude. Once I break them and I get whatever I get from it, and save afterwards, it never gives the same, it never gives us anything again, right? I guess safe word, you can answer that. So like if I break a vase and it gives me money, it only does that one time. Oh, hey, map. Does it look like what I drew at all? Not really. I mean, here's the starting room that I drew. And that's about it. This hallway I drew with the exit out. Down, and then this goes way further to the left, which I haven't drawn. I don't know if I've seen. Now what? There's so many chests that I haven't figured out how to open yet. The light thing. 3 lights to the sky or whatever. That one was really confusing. Is there more to... Oh, come on. Is there more to this room that I haven't seen yet? I don't know, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, so this is the first down square. I think I can go further to the left from here. Yeah. I can. There's 4 squares here. I want to get double jump. Have I been able to go all the way to the left here and map it? I mapped this room. I said there was a chest in here. I should check it off because I got that chest. There's also a staircase with a switch in here. And the staircase is where a room to the left of the save room would be. That's weird, right? Because the map doesn't say that there's a room to the left of the save room, but maybe that just means I haven't seen it yet. Lolo, welcome in. Thank you, I'm trying. There's a lot to take in. Day 1 is really scary. Oh, I shouldn't have done that right there. Here, come this way. Come here. Okay, good job. I feel like that thing, that's those statues, that one right above me. But I don't know how to get to it because I can't jump that high yet. But eventually I want to walk up to it and use my hand scanner on it. More hand scanning is needed. There's one here. Let me test this one. Can I... Oh wait, is this a trapdoor? I don't know. I never remember where they are. No, I can't hand scan it. Can I use my buckler on it? Can I throw a shuriken at it? I mean, I can. Nice. That's not what I meant to do. Need to be scared with the kind of followers you have. We're all here to support no matter what. Oh, no need to be scared. I was like, what do you mean? Thank you, Cyprin. You need to be scared. We're very scary. We support you no matter what. You're required to be scared. I am just, like... I know I'm getting into a really challenging game. I know that. And I think I'm scared for... like, missing really obvious stuff the first day, or... I don't know. Maybe I'm scared of looking stupid, and I shouldn't be. There's no shame in making mistakes. I'm always trying to say that, and yet... and yet... I don't remember... Okay, I think I've been to the right of this room before, despite also falling down this giant pit. I feel like there's a trapdoor over here. Nothing is obvious in this game. Oh, there's a one-way door over here. Oh, and that stays closed. Okay, well... I don't want to go back over to the right. That's the area with all the pigs. And the eyeball. Not even saving was obvious, but I did it. I found it eventually. The tablet system is really cool. I mean, it's really cool so far. I think the most frustrating thing is going to be I want to just go to all the tablets and do all the puzzles and not have to traverse the map in the meantime, because traversing the map is clunky, and it's supposed to be clunky. Like, that's just how it feels. But I'm going to want to, like, teleport to the puzzles that I want to solve, which makes me really curious about that thing we read about the Holy Grail. If there is some kind of teleporting. I don't think it's going to be teleporting to the tablets, though. I think it's going to be to, like, the different areas, the different zones. Excuse me, let me consult my notes. Well, not the 8 Ankhs, but there is a guardian sleeping in an Ankh, and the guardians are guarding each of the 8 zones. I forget what word it used in that tablet. This is a blank page. It's over here. It's on this one. Would you all prefer... Oops, some stickers fell out of my notebook. Would you all prefer to see the, like, these notes? Or the map notes? The map notes are going to get a little more sparse once I'm using the in-game map more. Or maybe not. I'll have a little bit of both. Now that I have an in-game map, I know a little better how to use the graph paper. Also, it's a screen and stretch break. Also, Duncan is here to say hi. Duncan. Okay. Oh, it's... I forgot I moved the camera all the way down. I need to keep this on the table. I just need to bump the camera up a little bit. There we go. What was I doing? Oh, I said I was going back down into the caves one more time. We're already in the caves. What am I saying? I don't need to go heal. We've got a bunch of health. I need to be brave. I need to solve mysteries and riddles. Let's go read what the one at the top of this room says again. Oops. Cute alligator bubbles. Oh, how do I get up there, though? I need this platform. To those who push the... Oh, this is the white box tablet. We already know that. The white boxes in the white platform are drawn to each other. Does that mean if you get them close enough, it'll snap together? I feel like we've demonstrated that that does not happen. Can I push this one? Oops, dang it. This window. Like, off of this? No, it's locked onto that forever and ever. No, going too far. Ah! Don't understand. Can I pull it the other way? Why only push? I don't know. What if I push it? Will it drop down? Is there a trapdoor? No. But it should reset, yeah. I'm not really sure what to do next. Oops. I want this to be a staircase, but it's not. We found the hidden shop. Did it have anything in it that I needed? Not really. Weights. I could buy some more weights. Via sound, I have to turn the sound back on if I want that. I've got enough for it, or I could save up for the gun. Could turn the music down, just have the sound effects. That's true. For next stream, I will figure out what I want to do. We definitely won't have lo-fi every single stream of this game. It just today, for whatever reason, was grinding my gears. I feel like some of these walls are fake. But I definitely feel like there's something to do with those tablets in the other room that I have to solve before this will turn into a staircase. Oh, that's not... Oh, wait, that is... Oh. And if I go to the right, then we end up in that hallway that's underneath the room with the elephants. I don't know what to do with it. And then to get out of there, you have to go up the stairs by the eyeball pig room. And then you end up where those red skeletons are, and they are scary. And that is that. Wait, what is this room here? Oh, right, the bats. That's above the elephant room. I'm at a loss. That way has the one-way door, and I don't want to go up that way by the red skeletons. I want to go press this button. Oops. Maybe we go to the water area now. Oh, how did I get back up to 62 health? How did that happen? This area, I need 3 lights to the sky. Stop it! Oh my god. I thought for sure one of those times I would be able to beat it up the stairs. I don't have fire yet. I feel like I need fire for the lights to the sky and fire for the fire tablet room. Alright, let's do this again. I have 3 weights left. It's probably fine. This is called Spring in the Sky, so this starts right here. I do not have a map for this area, but I can read this tablet. Open the floodgate, the water will once again flow. Open the floodgate of Owens. Floodgate of however you say this. Water will flow. Oh, come on. I wonder if I can read this. Archaeology Dictionary, Celtic cross. A ringed cross similar to those that exist in regions of Celtic civilization. Okay, cool. Lolo, please. We'll have it for next time, but today I couldn't do it. The songs are good, but they repeat really quickly and really noticeably. It's just not my usual jam for music. It's like super, super go, go, go upbeat. You're giving sass. Okay, I'm sorry. Sacrilege is a powerful word. It bugs me in games too. And I think I was just, I don't know, busy brain or like self-conscious already, but it's okay. How far up does this go? Really far up. Oh, there was a door down there. And symbols on these walls. Oh, hello. Is this a boss fight? What's up? Can I throw a shuriken at you? When I play old school stuff in emulators, I go mad. There was that song in the final, like, was it the victory music in Fusion? No, in Zero Mission, I think. Yeah, it's in Zero Mission, and there's this music that plays when the map, like, finally opens up and you can go everywhere and finish it out and, like, try to 100% it. And it's great. Like, it's really upbeat. It's like a march, but it goes on and on and on, and it repeats. And I had to mute it. It's a lot. Depends on the game. Okay, okay, bats are harassing me. There's symbols on the wall. There we go. La-Mulana Ruins Dictionary, the Philosopher's Sigil. Okay, let's write this down. Wait, so can I reach the area of the wall that those other symbols are on? I don't even think I can get to that section of wall to read them. A sigil belonging to the legendary 4 philosophers said to be living in the ruins. Signifies philosopher of wisdom. Let me look at it again. Oh, I'm standing in front of it. It looks like wisdom. It's kind of like this. Like that, kind of, sort of. Dronin, how's it going? For a game like this where trial and error is abundant, I feel like there needs to be a lot of variety in the music to keep it from getting old. That makes sense. Like, it's already out of your control how long you're stuck in an area because you just are kind of along for the ride. Like, every time you go into the ruins, you're at its mercy until you are at a point where you can, okay, yeah, let's surface, let's go to the village real quick and take a break. But I feel like it's stressful enough that I just want something chill. Well, it'll depend on the day. Sam's theme in the giant pirate ship that never ends. Yeah, in the giant pirate ship. It's like after you do the flashback stuff with the Chozo. I don't know. What is this? There's a symbol above it too that's like... this? This kind of situation? It looks nicer than that, but that's the best I can do. Like the inside corners are kind of thicker and like rounded. Oh, this one is the four philosophers. The wisdom one is like... that one is also of the four philosophers. Okay, interesting. I want to read more stuff. That's why I'm here, for the reading. Simple sketches is really what turns video game notes into a collection of nonsensical scribbles. I almost didn't make that. I would have been so sad. I would have landed in water. No. No, dude. I need a map. It would be really nice to find another save point other than the one we have at the start. Pigs. Pigs. Exploding pigs. This doesn't have any staircases yet, though. So I don't think I can do this yet. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. This never ends well. Oh, splat. All right. What's over here? I remember exploring this, but having many setbacks. I remember these fish beating me up a lot. And I think the only way I explored this was that I just went down the water. Because I don't think I can clear... Oh god. Okay. Ooh, lore. Lore, but oh wait, there is a save. Oh, we're saving. I didn't know what they were. What they were yet. I don't know if I can make it back up with that fish at the place it is. It's gonna continue to just make me let go of the ladder, isn't it? Sail away. There thou will find where Bahamut slumbers. Bahamut. The fishmaster holds the red light. Okay, so this is the red light for the water zone. I forget. I already didn't write down what it was called, even though it tells you when you walk through the door. Thank goodness we never had to draw sigils in Axiom Verge more than once, assuming we saw the ones we needed to draw in the first place. Sail away. Find Bahamut. Fish master holds red light. It's funny that I was like, oh, nice, a ladder. This is much better than a waterfall. And yet, look at that jellyfish in there. No matter where I stand there, like, it's gonna be a bad time. Does this drain my health just standing near this? No. Why does the knockback last for so long? Here, what if I aggro you? No, I think I have to jump. We're not gonna make it. We have so much money. I can't use my, oh, I can. I can use the little stars. No, frickin' frick. But do they go through the wall here? Yeah. I don't think I can make it up to a point high enough where I can hit you with it. This is stupid! Oh, I can use the whip too? On the staircase? Maybe it's not stupid. I think I read about the knockback too. How come that's not working? Because of the wall being there? I think so. I think it's just going behind the wall. But look, it looks like it's going over my head. I don't want to dive into the water. I don't do well in the water. Some very cruel enemy placement. It's very, very annoying. And the more I attempt it, the less health I have to try to get through the water. But I feel like the water is just an absolute death trap. Because I don't think you even sink quickly. I'm just mad that it's right there. And if I had messed up and fallen in the waterfall, it would have been better. That's so cruel. Like, I don't think there's a way for me to get around it. I'll take your money. I don't think, it looks like it's hitting it, but I don't think it is. Oh, even just standing in the waterfall is gonna damage me, right? Also, I don't know how much damage that jellyfish is gonna do. Like, I'm just pressing it a million times because I'm hoping I'll press it a different time each attempt and one of them will work, but none of them seems to be working. Okay, 8 health is definitely the ticket. Yeah, this is a dead end down here, so we were screwed either way. I think all we really did was get money and lore, which I wrote down. I don't think I got any treasure on that run. And every time we buy something important from the surface, I save, so. Boyo Diablo, how's it going? We're nowhere close to 24 hours. We're at 5.5. How's it going? Okay, let's try to get back to that save so I can use it for next time and be in a new spot. boop. It's actually really quick. Oh, we still have 62 coins. So I only got 10 coins and all of that and whatever lore that I read. That's fine. It's pretty quick to get to that spot now that I know where it is. We spent some time going to the little philosopher room. Oh, I almost used my whip there. I'm glad I stopped myself. Going to the philosopher's room, reading the things on the walls. And now I can go back to this room and actually write down what the name of the new area is. Spring in the Sky. Spring in the Sky. AKA Water Zone. Cool. I read this. Oops, wait, this button. The floodgate thing. That's kind of it for now. So that's good. Stupid fish. Not you fishies. Okay. Oh, hey, this is where I got soft lock. Let's save this one. Oh, it was after I figured out how to save. Okay, now I understand. Now I remember. But now I have these two to work with. I don't need this first save at all. It's okay. I mean, I get it. Yeah. The fish are evil. Although I don't think... I have 4 weights so I can get back. But yeah, I don't think there's much I can do down here. I have 60 health. What I can do down here is dream and make attempts. And hop in the water. And read tablets. The mother's wrath sank the earth. The one thing about this notebook, it keeps like slipping when I try to write on it. The mother's wrath sank the earth. The people persevered at the bottom of the sea until her anger subsided. They persevered until a child with the strength to rise to the surface was born. Child with strength to rise. Born. Okay, interesting. Come here, bats. Oh, no, no! I'm toast. What does this one do? I don't know. I don't think I can mess with it yet. The water goats are brutal. No, I pressed my whip button. Okay, let's fall down the stairs instead of walking or climbing down the stairs. Those seeking Eden open the 4 boxes. Eden. Open 4 boxes. Seek 4 pedestals. That kind of looked like a pedestal in that other spot. Stand before a face of the highest rank in a place bathed in moonlight. Place bathed in moonlight. Okay. Oh. I don't want to go up that way anyways. It's just water. Oh, but I don't have any other choice? I could maybe have jumped across that other spot. I don't have enough health for this. Especially not with the water goats. Faf, welcome in. How's it going? I am also a human. We have so much in common. How are you? Happy Sunday. Happy time zone. So this is like a decent save. Oh, because I can get to that spot with the bats again and get around them somehow. I recognize your name from somewhere, possibly your face, but I can't say where. I don't know. I hope you're well too. I don't know what time attack is, but I'm not gonna mess with that for now. I do think we're coming to an ending point for the day. I took a lot of notes today, and we streamed long because I took a break in the middle to have my dinner. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna take a night to sleep on it. Every game has like the day one curse where I don't know, it just doesn't quite sink in yet. But then I sleep on it and it'll be better tomorrow. That's the idea.